nice. Free.
Five-time winner.
I would not do that because you're going to end up losing your money.
This could be my sixth right here.
Good luck to you, and there's a grand up there, okay?
14 teams of 5 men vying for the title of champions. They've been doing this for 85 years, as long as St. Rocco's Catholic Church has been around.
We're going to get up there.
Conquering a 30-foot pole slathered with axle grease from bottom to top calls these thrill seekers.
There's no secret in grease, man.
Technique is important.
Take the grease off, make it less slippery.
Once you start spinning, it's over.
But so are determination and endurance.
No endurance, you can't stay up there. People's legs weaken, they fall.
Building a human totem pole with a 2-minute deadline takes skill.
If you ain't got experience, it's rough.
Calls go out to a higher power. There is strength in numbers. They try their hardest, and facial expressions speak volumes. Some teams only get so far.
A lot of new teams that don't know how to do it.
There's a lot at stake. Being the first team to reach the top will make you an instant crowd pleaser. On this day, triumph and $1,000. Not a bad day for playing in Greece.
Rock and roll Cleveland, man.
Let's start talking about easements and reversions.
Mechanical engineering. It's an exercise of the mind.
Title to the property is to the
Sue
center
Mullet
line of
balances
the
the books.
All right, and that is generally
with the sweet science.
Is that like a girl? School's allowing me to box right now. One of the promoters put Bruising Susan, and somebody else put the jab, which my jab's not that great, so I don't know why. It's cold. A lot of people train so they can fight. I trained all the time, so I figured I may as well fight. Think about training, think about just anything. I like the time to myself. Just gives me a lot of time alone. I don't think anybody can be out there training much harder than I do. It's a competition. You know, they're out there trying to hurt me.
Lord, let us leave as we came into this place, healthy and unharmed, Heavenly Father.
Amen.
From Burton, Ohio, let's hear it for Sue Muller.
Okay, so let's go, baby.
Keep popping, keep popping.
Back her up, so work stick.
They're trying to take my head off. I'm going to try to do it to them first.
Ain't nothing, Ralph. Shake it off, baby.
Soon she pulls out far with the right hand.
Keep sticking, keep sticking. That's it, that's you.
They're afraid of getting hurt. Don't get in the ring with me.
All for your winner by unanimous decision, Sue Muller. And let's have a big hand for her.
Nice job. You did a good job.
Appreciate it. She was talking during the fight after I nailed her. It's like she had a few times. It's oh shit. You know, I heard her say that, and you know, so I knew I was getting to her then.
While the boys brawled, Sue's homework was completed with a high grade.
We don't want to give her an A because we have a little more work to do.
Keep sticking, keep sticking. That's it, that's you. That's you, baby, that's you.
Flight number 6, please report to the bullpen. Flight number 6.
Today, we're going for a record. Last year we did 575. This year we're set up to do 600.
See how long and big he is?
Yeah.
He's got brown spots on his belly.
Everybody has their own strategy. Now we've had some folks that claimed they would catch their frogs days or weeks in advance and train them. I didn't know if we should be checking for steroids or not, but we didn't do that.
You put your hand over his head to keep his eyes covered, because when he sees daylight, he's going to be ready to jump.
Oh!
Because who knows what that darn frog's going to do?
Yeah!
Uh-oh, it's not going anywhere.
They blow on him, they shout on him, anything they can do without touching that frog to get him to jump.
Go, Froggy!
Jump!
Now, a lot of people would rather have him in a frying pan than holding him up in the air like this, because they're very tasty and they're expensive to eat.
Okay.
And his frog has 3 jumps to get as far as he can from the center of the ring.
7 feet even for Ryan Dorenkoff and Jokes.
Yeah! Yeah!
Oh my God.
The grand champion of the 2000 Valley City Frog Jump is Coral Kaesnick with her jump of 16 feet, 3 inches.
Not afraid to kiss a frog. One day we'll get a prince. This is our 11th year. We'll be back next year.
10-4 at 1920.
It's part-time.
Glenda Young is a security dispatcher.
Okay, give me your name, please.
At Mercy Medical Center.
Did you need something 316?
It's one of 2 part-time jobs she works.
Okay, Nancy, we'll have somebody come over.
But it isn't enough.
We're normal people, and we live next door, and we have lived next door. We just don't live next door right now.
Like more than 700 other adults and children in Stark County, Glenda is homeless. And that means she has no health insurance.
It's emotionally draining, physically draining on you, just being in this situation, and the last thing you're worried about is your health, which is going downhill, and you don't even realize it.
This is just one more step on the road to self-sufficiency.
Which is where the county's new caravan comes in.
Unfortunately, health, which is a major priority for everybody's life, cannot be in the life of a homeless person because they're so worried about survival.
Come on in. You're up next. We take the van to people because of the fact that oftentimes they don't have transportation. That's good.
First stop, the YWCA, home to roughly 500 homeless each year.
Many of our residents are working jobs that do not provide health insurance.
Carol Shaheen is the Y director.
Sometimes I will be working with a client, and after a certain period I'll notice them squinting or trying to read something, and when I question them about that, they will say, well, my glasses broke 2 years ago. And so trying to send them out in the workforce when they can't see doesn't even make sense.
LPED. The van brings doctors and dentists right to the homeless. For many of them, it's their first appointment in more than 10 years.
No one wants to go to a dentist. If they're a millionaire, it's hard for someone to go to the dentist, but it's hard for them, so you just try to help them out.
Because moving past mere survival is the first step to getting back their lives.
It's amazing that we want our people to work, our homeless. Yes, we want them to work, but if they're not feeling well, if they've got an abscessed tooth or their blood sugar's sky high, how are they going to work?
Paid for with a government grant, the caravan has only been up and running for a few months.
Yeah, see you in a couple weeks.
But already it is paving a new path for how we help those who need hope.
There's a lot of people don't have income or any sort of insurance. And without these people, I don't know what they would do.
It would get worse before it would ever get better. That's why this is such a blessing. Makes you feel good about yourself, which is step one to going out and getting a job and feeling like you're worth taking care of.
Kathy Cronenberger, Fox 8 News.
People come in, the customers are just like part of the family, and that's what makes it go. So we got about the best hamburger in town. We just have bowling now a few nights a week, and this is going to be one of the days.
Let's go! All my friends are here with me. We all grew up together in the same neighborhood. We've got good people that run the bar and run the lanes. They're like family, like mom and dad type bar. You can talk back to the pins, and when them pins answer back to you, I tell you, especially in the third game, it really gets a little bit crazy, okay? No, get out of there!
They wanted over 40,000 just to put automatics in. So there would be no way that we could make that up. So we just left it the way it is, and we continue it.
First of all, I pick up the ball. Then I see which pins are hit, and I put them into place. If it's the second turn, I pull the string, you know. But if it's the first time and they don't get a strike, I have to wait till they bowl the second time. We talk stuff to them. They'll talk stuff back to us. Gutter ball.
Hey, you're supposed to pull the string on my pins. Now that's what upsets me.
Shut up.
Oh, darn. Oh, darn.
The restart button. There is none.
Sit on our tail for 3 or 4 hours, picking up pins for the little amount of money we make. It's just hard work.
We'll continue as long as we're here.
A lighthouse would be a landmark.
They protect the ships from hitting the shoreline.
They still serve the same exact function that they did 100 or 200 years ago.
87 steps to the top of the lighthouse. Originally it was 50 feet tall, and then they added an additional 15 feet for a total of 65 feet.
This is the oldest continuously operating lighthouse on the Great Lakes. It was built in 1821 and it's been fully functional since that time.
We take approximately between 400 and 500 people up a day, Monday through Friday.
You gotta love the historic value and nostalgia of the original ones.
This was the third order lens that was in here. This was a stanchion here that supported the light, and the light itself was up above.
When Fresnel came up with this system of glass, the way it's put together, it made for a very bright light that could be focused long distance away.
These are set automatically. There's a sensor. When it gets to a certain darkness, the light will automatically kick on.
There is a lot of sentiment for lighthouses.
The history of it and the lore and the shipwrecks.
They would like to see it maintained and continue and hold on to something from the past.
The historical and cultural value in it. You know, these are set up long ago for that purpose. It's a good reason to continue them.
And there are a lot of people who want to see that, like it, and don't want it to go away.
It goes back to 1818 when the deed was signed by President James Monroe, the 5th President of the United States.
Well, it's part of our history, you know, in a family. It's like erasing your past, hardly, you know.
So I think 7 generations, counting my brother's grandchildren.
1, 2. Well, folks, if I can have your attention, please, if you want to gather this way. My watch says 10:30. Going to go ahead and get the auction underway.
Well, my uncle passed away, and my brother lives in Florida, and we have our own 75-acre farm about 4 miles south of here in Stark County.
Some emotional people here today, which is okay. The only thing I could tell you is memories are portable. You'll have the memories with you forever.
Quite a big responsibility and to rent or to take care of up here, so we just decided that the only way to go is to auction.
20 bid, 20, 20 bid, 20. I got 20 bid, now 5 bid, now 30, 30 bid, 30. I got 25, 30, now 5. I got 30 bid, now 5 bid. So 95. She takes the one. He takes the one on the right.
This sale is emotional for our whole family. It's my husband's aunt and uncle's farm that's being sold, and obviously we spent a lot of time down here. My husband did, and I did when I married into the family.
2 1/4 bid, 2 1/2. I got 2 1/4 bid, 2 1/2 to buy 250. 250.
The high chair had been Uncle Harold's when he had been little. My husband said before we came, the sky's the limit. Whatever you want, we're going to have.
Sold $80, far right, number 64.
Because of the sentimental value, it didn't make any difference. We don't know what their worth is. The worth doesn't mean anything. It's just, we have it, and along with our memories. And
75 divided by 75. Now 1 1/4, 1 1/4, 1 1/4. I got 1 1/4, 1 1/2, dear, but 150. I got 1 1/4, 1
We decided to buy it. It's just a nice piece of property. I grew up on the area out here, and I was telling my wife that it'd be fun to raise kids here.
175, 175, 175, 185, 180, 195.
We bought 10 acres, 2 parcels, so we're going to develop it. That's the reason we bought it.
So 220.
I don't believe a developer would do that. Well, I do believe they would do that, but you know, they're not going to do it as long as I live here.
And they would be happy that we got their things, and they know that we're going to keep them forever, and they'll be with our children and our children's children. And it's the way it should be.
Probably empty, just empty. I don't know. It's gonna be hard.
Very sad. It's been in the family. This has never been in any name except the Soric name, and it's very sad to have to let it go.
Yeah, there's a lot of sentimental value with this farm.